The 2000 MLB Futures Game assembled the most talented and stacked pitching rotation that we have ever seen in the history of the event. Before they were All-Stars, Cy Young winners, World Series heroes, they were just prospects. Prospects with big arms and bigger dreams, but the thing about prospects is they don't always pan out. But these 5 guys absolutely panned out, going on to dominate the early 2000s era, some of them dominating into the 2010s. We're talking 5 names, 5 future MLB stars, 1 unforgettable rotation. So let's start with the one and only Hall of Famer so far out of the group. This leads us to CC Sabathia, and at just 19 years old, he towed the rubber for the USA team in the 2000 Futures Game, and as we stated so far, he's the only Hall of Famer of the bunch. And boy, did 19-year-old CC Sabathia live up to the hype. He casually went on to win the 2007 Cy Young Award, become a member of the 3,000 Strikeout Club, win 250 Major League ball games, and help propel the New York Yankees to a World Series title in 2009. He finished his career with 5 top 5 finishes for the Cy Young Award, led the league in shutouts 4 different seasons, and his career BWAR 62.3 netted him a Hall of Fame induction. And we must not forget his legendary stint in Milwaukee, in which he went 11-2 with a 1.65 ERA. Seriously, he was such a good trade deadline acquisition that he actually finished 5th in Cy Young voting, despite only starting 17 games for the Brewers. Talk about legendary. Up next, we have Barry Zito, and while his name might get overshadowed a bit by his San Francisco Giants career, let's not forget how incredibly good he was during his tenure in Oakland. In fact, he pitched in the 2000 MLB Futures Game and then proceeded to get called up to the big league shortly after, finishing the year with a 2.72 ERA. By the time 2002 rolled around, Zito had secured the Cy Young Award, going 25-3 with a 2.75 ERA. If not for Josh Beckett on this list, you could argue that he's the most clutch postseason performer of this rotation. His career 2.83 ERA and 60.1 career postseason innings pitched would definitely validate that. In fact, in 2000 and 2001, he faced an absolutely stacked Yankees team, and Zito compiled 2 starts to the tune of a 1.32 ERA. And like I said, while his time in San Francisco is typically an afterthought, he did play a prominent role in the 2012 World Series run. With the team facing elimination in Game 5 of the NLCS, Zito delivered one of the best, most clutch performances of his career, 7.2 shutout innings, allowing the Giants to come back from down 3-1. His success that game continued into the World Series, tossing 5.2 innings and allowing 1 run in Game 1 against Detroit. That win set the tone for a 4-game sweep. Now up on the list, and in my opinion, one of the greatest postseason pitchers of this generation, that's Josh Beckett. Seriously, 2003 and 2007 postseason Beckett was absolute nails. He compiled 9 postseason starts during that stretch, which was good for a 1.73 ERA and a World Series MVP to go along with it. Just like Zito, facing elimination down 3-1 in Game 5 of the 2003 NLCS, Josh Beckett delivered one of the best games of his career, a complete game shutout in which he struck out 11 batters. Beckett followed that up with 16.1 innings in the World Series, good for a 1.10 ERA, including a Game 6 clinching performance in which he took the mound on 3 days rest, pitching a complete game shutout against the Yankees. And Beckett didn't stop there. His next postseason trip happened to be in 2007, where he picked up the 2007 ALCS MVP award for his performance. In similar fashion to 03, he found himself down 3-1. This time he had to outduel CC Sabathia to keep his team alive, and he did just that, propelling the epic Red Sox comeback. He struck out 11 batters in 8 innings, dominating a great Cleveland team at home. The sweep of the Rockies meant he only got 1 start in that World Series, but he dominated it as well, putting together 2 of the greatest postseason runs any pitcher has ever seen. And it's funny that we mentioned CC Sabathia in Game 5 because 07 was CC Sabathia's Cy Young Award winning season. The runner-up that season, well, you guessed it, Josh Beckett. Our next starter has the greatest case for making the Hall of Fame, and that's Mark Buehrle. While his peak may not have been as great as Barry Zito's or Josh Beckett's, he's just as important to the 2000s as they were. In fact, you could argue he might be even more important. Sure, he doesn't have the Cy Young Award or a runner-up to show for it, but he does have a perfect game in a World Series ring as well. He also has the next most BWAR of the group with 59 on the dot for his career and over 200 career MLB wins. I think he has a very legitimate case for the Hall of Fame. He also roped off 4 straight Gold Glove awards from 2009 to 2012. You can't tell the story of the 2000s without Mark Buehrle. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Ben Sheets is a forgotten member of this rotation. In fact, if you're Gen Z, there's a good chance you're watching this and asking yourself, who the heck is Ben Sheets? Well, let me tell you, if any rotation had prime Ben Sheets as their 5th pitcher, the opposing team would be in absolute trouble. So just how good was Ben Sheets? Well, in 2004, his best season, he accrued a .270 ERA and struck out 264 batters, including an 18K game to go with it. That's 3 away from the Major League record. His B-WAR of 7.2 that season was good for 2nd best in the NL, only behind Randy Johnson. His stretch in Milwaukee from 2002 to 2008 was good for 25 B-WAR in total and a .360 ERA in 196 starts. A 4-time All-Star, you better believe we're showing love to Ben Sheets. So to recap this ridiculously talented Future Game staff, we have 1 Hall of Famer and 1 potential Hall of Famer. We have 4 World Series champions, each of them playing huge roles in their respective teams' postseason runs. We have 2 200-plus game winners, 2 Cy Young Award winners, 21 career All-Star appearances, a perfect game, and a member of the 3,000 strikeout club. Other Futures games have had stars, but I don't believe we have ever seen anything quite like this in one game. Was this the greatest Futures game rotation of all time, or is there another one that tops it? Drop your picks in the comments, hit like if you remember these guys in their prime, and don't forget to subscribe to more baseball throwbacks. We'll see you next time.